don't feel like work. So we have a cool article from Hello Giggles, and basically they listed the top 10 careers that don't or shouldn't feel like work. And then I want us to just kind of talk about not only those careers listed, but our careers and how we got into it, and if that feels like work to us, if we love what we do. Thoughts, 5 words or less.
I didn't like this article.
Oh. There's even work and twerk.
Stuff you like can suck.
Make it work with an E. I feel like that's the difference between loving your work and not loving your work. You hate
Totally.
work when it has an O. You love work when it's got an E.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay, really quickly, they mention writing, performing arts, wedding planning, interior design, working with kids, foreign service,
Here's the deal.
This article's pretty bogus.
social media, study abroad, and bakery owner.
This is
and
someone.
television.
This is someone who doesn't do any work in
I was looking at
writing
her
their
thinking, like-
articles. It's like, yeah, well, what you're doing, you're a writer. You love it because you're not doing the work necessary. Like, this article should be, I talked to 3 childcare professionals, and here's what they say. This is like, I don't know, television seems cool.
Yeah, no, you're right. And
This is when people vomit indiscriminately onto the internet with, and I like, the sentiment's fine, but it's just,
This is like asking a kindergartner what they want to be when they grow up. I want to be an astronaut. That's what it's
and
like.
assuming that there's no work involved. It's
That's
just,
the problem.
yeah,
It's like
exactly.
the
It's kind of
television
kind of
one.
offensive almost.
Yeah.
I mean, for a lot of people who have these jobs, like working with children or whatever, they're like, that is insanely hard work, And I'm sure
having your own bakery, starting your own company is the hardest thing possible.
Yeah, you
So
would know all
ridiculous.
about
Yeah,
that.
I do.
Call me at 11:30 at night when you're prepping for the next day baking. Like,
I would hope what the underlying message here is that when you choose to do something that you really love, it doesn't feel like work because you're passionate about it. And I think that we can all relate. It's not to say that we don't have our share of challenges and obstacles and bad days and good days, but on the whole, I feel like my work is with a work with an E.
Yeah.
So I love what I do, and because I'm passionate about it, it doesn't necessarily feel like work with an O.
Yeah.
What about you?
I have 4 jobs. Technically, I have 4 jobs.
Yeah.
And I hate 3 out of 4. The 4th being Pop Trigger, because that's like the most fun for me, and it doesn't feel like work at all. The other stuff that I have to do, it's grueling, and it's gonna lead to somewhere, but
It's your stepping stone.
And I do love what I do, but it's the not fun part of that. Which every job has the not fun part.
yes, it's tough because something like entering television, writing, creative endeavors, those are things you like to do, but also they can be the hardest thing to do, especially when it's your main job.
Exactly.
You don't want to take a hobby you're into and make it the focus unless you are going to focus so hard that you won't mind how difficult it is.
And girl, you better work.
And the road up to get to your main job is a long road where you might have to be waitressing, where you might have to be scrubbing floors, where you might have to be doing other things, going to acting classes, writing classes, to get to that main job that doesn't feel like work.
Your
It could
first
take
TV job's gonna blow.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to go
extra
get
work,
coffee.
feeling like shit,
Yeah.
all of that.
Well, what really bothered me about this article is and it's kind of like the worst part of like the millennial culture of like, I don't want to have a job that's actual work. Like, I don't want to work. Like, we're afraid of that word. I'm like, embrace the work, because that is really what's going to get you where you want to be. And the harder it is, like the sweeter it is at the end. And also, like, I feel so privileged and lucky to be like sitting here chatting with you guys about Miley Cyrus's boobs. And that's beautiful. But like, it's, it did take a lot. There's days, of course, where like anything is going to be work, which is kind of what I meant about the twerk thing. Like, you're twerking, it's work. Like, if that's your job to be twerking behind Miley Cyrus, that is your job.
Yeah.
So-
But it takes forever to even to get to that moment.
Right.
And then when you do, sometimes it's just like writing is super fun until you have a deadline. The next day you have to write 30 pages by tomorrow at noon.
I think the main thing is work your ass off, but if it's something you love to do, hopefully it'll be more enjoyable when you're working to get to your destination.
I don't think the author meant to write this article that way. I think she was trying to be really nice and like sweet to the career she listed. And I appreciate what you wrote, but I disagree.
Yeah. Okay, so what did you guys think about this article? What did you guys think about these 10 jobs that shouldn't feel like work? What do you think about careers in general that shouldn't feel like work? What do you guys want to do? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you all next time on Pop Trigger.